You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Another week and what seems like another Miami Dolphins defeat. Charlie, I know you still want to keep the intro short, so we'll keep it short. I had two pieces of news. The second piece of news, I'll tell the other side of bonus time. But Charlie, I have some personal news. So, I spent 2 weeks in Miami. Obviously came back last Sunday.
Yeah.
Day I got back, found out Hannah's pregnant.
Hey, I knew it, boy. You said you got a better news. I'm like, boy, that boy got one in the oven. I knew he had one in the oven. I knew it, bro. I knew it, boy. Hey, boy, you go to Miami, it's the magic city. Come back and the magic happens. I'm just trying. I knew it, bro. I knew it. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you so much. I was like, you know what? Let's start off with some positive news, some happy news. It's still early. Don't know if it's a boy or girl yet, but I had to tell you. I couldn't tell you via phone. I had to tell you face to face, live, for all the Go Time Dolphins to see it as well.
I almost interrupted you. You said I got a bit of news. I'm about to say Hannah's pregnant, and I was gonna just interrupt, bro. I was gonna interrupt, bro, and I knew it was coming out. I just knew it, bro. Shout out to Kadeem Simmons. I was gonna say some stuff, but look, man, dog, that's hey, this is the best piece of information we had on Go Time Dolphins in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? After such a difficult loss, let me bring some positive news. Shout out to IMAX. He says, "Woohoo! Congratulations, Kadeem and Hannah." So yeah, there's not much more to add to an intro outside of you've heard Charlie Touche, you've seen Charlie Touche. Charlie, after last night's defeat, how are you?
It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and official affiliates of Fanatics, where you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. Kadeem, the Dolphins are 1-3, bro. Let's get to some of these comments.
So IMAX says, co-worker this morning said we need to trade for Trey Lance since he already knows McDaniel's offense. What do you say? Before we get into that, I know you want to get into fantasy. And Charlie, I am 1-3 and lost my game by 10 points because I forgot to take out Devontae Adams. I set my team and I did not see the news that Devontae Adams wasn't playing. I missed it, and heading into Monday Night Football, I was down something like 30 points, and I had like Jared Goff to play, so I was like, Jared Goff goes off, 18 for 18, 2 touchdowns, catches the touchdown, and I lose by like less than 10 points because I literally forgot to sub out my wide receiver. So I'm 1-3.
Kadeem, in the fantasy football world, bro, the average white guy plays in our podcast league now, but he's also in the main league I play in. Give you some insight. The main fantasy football league that I play in, the winner takes home $1,600. Like it's legit. It is real. You know what I'm saying? So in that league, there are repercussions to not setting your lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, there are little ins and outs that you can do if you don't want to drop like a player. Like, man, my bye week's coming up and I don't want to drop this player or something. And you might take out your defense. That's allowed because you're losing your own points. If you take out your own defense, that's your own points. But if you're the bottom of the pack, it's week 11, and you just decide to quit on the season and don't set your lineup, that affects the rest of the league. That affects people going into the playoffs and stuff like that. There's repercussions for that. But not setting your lineup earlier on, bro. I'm glad you lost that game, bro, because that's a cardinal sin in fantasy football. You have to set your lineup, bro.
In my defense, I made all the changes. I just did not see the news that Devontae Adams wasn't playing. I don't know when it was announced. It could have been like just before the game. It could have been thing. I set my lineup. I made sure Hill wasn't in it. I brought back in Mixon. I done a bunch of things. I just didn't do that one thing. And yeah, like not an excuse. I'm just saying like it wasn't a case of me purposefully like not setting it. I just made a genuine mistake, and yeah, it cost me. So
Speaking of costing, we'll go over the podcast leagues right now. Just come in lighthearted to the episode. Go Time Dolphins. If this is your first time listening to Go Time Dolphins, we appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. We appreciate you rocking with us. We have 2 fantasy football leagues. We have the Go Time Dolphins Beginner League and the Go Time Dolphins Veterans League. And I host the Veterans League. Kadeem hosts the Beginners League. And in the Veterans League, Kadeem, we had, bro, the closest game imaginable. The average white guy lost to Flipper Main Mick by 3 yards. 3 yards. And it was because Kenneth Walker III went off for 33.6 points last night. Bro, I know what it's like to lose by 3 yards, Kadeem, but it was in the game before the championship. I talked to the average white guy, and he was like, yo, I went to bed, and yeah, we're good. You know what I'm saying? Woke up, and it was an L by 3 yards. So, yeah, that league is pretty much going down, man. It's real competitive. I'm in first place at 4-0. Share Ride Steve is in second. We're at 4-0. Flipper Main Mick, returning champion. One-time champion, 4-0. Last year's champion, Miami Vendetta, 3-1 in 4th place. The average white guy in 5th place. Ty Freak Waddle in 6th place. SWFL in 7th place. CDs Nuts is in 8th place. Fanish is in 9th place. And Josh Kasker of Same Old Dolphins is in 10th place. And I got to be real with you. Josh Kasker, and I'm not just saying this, Josh Kasker is one of the best fantasy football players that I know. And I kind of I say it like in an amicable way. Like I hate him playing against him and in our league because he's so good. But the past couple years, bro, he's just had the worst luck. And I'm not, I rock with you, Josh. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like a podcast brother. But I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're playing on his downfall. Just say you're playing on his downfall. It's cool.
Okay. It's fantasy football. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, what we got in the Beginners League, Kadeem?
So shout out to Ray Bottomley. He is first at 3-1. And to be fair, it's joint first. David Brown, Stranger for Danger. Jay Grummett, Jimmy Giants, or just Jimmy Grummett, 3-1, and Paul Motion, Wake 91, all 3-1. Simon Myers of the Dolphin UK podcast is 2-2 with he's got Hill, as is Phil's, Finns, and Robbins 2-2 for Scotland, as is Hawk Tua at number 5. Myself and Robert Ashton are both 1-3, and Tua in the pink is 0-4. And I just checked as well, I lost by 4 points. Again, like that's just I legit could have played Tyreek Hill. I could have played
my goodness. That's crazy.
Tyreek Hill got 8.2. Yeah, fine. Could have played Tyreek Hill and won.
I just realized something, Kadeem. You said David Brown is in your league. I think David Brown is in our league too. And I think somebody double dipped the chip. I'm just saying, bro, we got some investigating we got to do. We might have somebody playing in both leagues.
Stranger for Danger, David Brown.
Well, his name is not Stranger for Danger in this league, so we gotta find out if it's the same David Brown. But yeah, man, someone's double dipping the chip, trying to get over.
Interesting. Charlie, do you know who didn't get over?
Who didn't get over?
The Miami Dolphins on Monday Night Football against the Tennessee Titans. Tyler Huntley plays. Will Levis turned the ball over. Kind of two things which I believe we said, be it on Easy Money on Patreon or myself and 5 Yard Lee on YouTube. If Huntley plays, if Will Levis turned the ball over, it should be a dub. What else could go wrong? I can't even say everything could go wrong because nothing's going right. And I guess my first question to you is: was that the worst Dolphins game that you've seen in your lifetime?
Nah, I feel like I've seen worse than that. I don't think that was the worst Dolphin game that I've seen. I will say this: it was one of the most excruciating ones I've had to watch, and I guess that can be different. They're not the same. Yeah, it was excruciating to watch. It was very painful. It was almost, man. I like war movies like Lone Survivor and Black Hawk Down and all this other good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was, man, it was painful, bro. Like to see our team go through something like this that I feel like we shouldn't have to go through this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I really do put this on the head coach. There's a lot of talk out there, and you know what? Someone hit me up, and I'll address this right now. Someone hit me up and said, "Oh, who are you to determine who can feel some type of way about your team?" I'm like, nah. Everyone can feel however they want to feel. You have the right to feel your type of way. I feel like, you know how I feel about Twitter, Kadeem. I'm not on Twitter like that. I'm not on Twitter like that. But if someone posts something on Twitter for the world to see, I feel like the world can comment on it because you put it on there. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want it on there, don't comment on it. So here I am. I address something and I'm like, yo, it's funny how if you have an opinion as a fan about the Dolphins and you're a Dolphin fan, you claim you're a Dolphin fan, that's cool. No one's coming at your dome. I promise. Like, you're good. But it's the ones that do it for clout. You know what I'm saying? That's the one I'm like, oh, you can feel like this, but once you make a video of it and you put it out there for clout and likes and retweets and all this other good, I feel like it's fair game. Like, yeah, you a jester, bro. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I don't, and I'm on a podcast now. I put it out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. Like we can converse, we can have a back and forth, we can debate. Like it's cool. No name calling. Like, yo, we can talk. Shout out to what's the clown? The other clown?
TD.
Yeah. Like he never came up. He never said nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what's up? I thought we were supposed to talk in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So he never stepped to the plate. But whatever, we could have conversations like that. So I'm cool with stuff like that. But my thing is, and I said this to Sherrod Steve. I'm like, bro, I love our coach. Sherrod Steve said the same. I love our coach, right? And there's a part of me that feels like if Tua really did say, you know what? All right, I'm walking away. Let's just go there for a second. If he did walk away for 1 second, like, all right, man, I'm gone. My wife said I can't play no more. You know, that's possible. Like, it might be possible. Like, damn, my wife said I can't come out, y'all boys. I got to take the ball, go home. You feel me? And he doesn't play football no more. There's a part of me, Kadeem, that's like, I don't know if Coach McDaniel is the coach anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I have officially turned the corner, and this was last week I turned this corner, but I'm ready to die on this hill. Like, I genuinely believe that the Miami Dolphins' success is because of Tua and how good Tua is. It is not because of Coach McDaniel. We appreciate what Coach McDaniel has done for Tua and his confidence and getting him back and believing himself and saying stuff with his chest. But it is not because of his coaching abilities and like, putting things in the right places to win or lose games. Like, ain't no way, bro.
What's really interesting is that I do agree with what you said, that Mike McDaniel got Tua to a place where he could believe himself again and can show the world just how good he really is. But I also do believe part of that comes from Mike McDaniel's system. Now, just how good this system is going to be up for debate for God knows how long, because we've seen 4 quarterbacks in Skylar, technically 5, but between 3 and 5. Skylar Thompson, Teddy Bridgewater, Mike White, Tyler Huntley, and who's the other one?
Tim Boyle.
We've had 5 quarterbacks, and outside of Mike White's touchdown against the Broncos, which that game was well beyond done. The Dolphins, have probably they won one game in which a touchdown wasn't scored, but it just looks abysmal. It looks like not even the fact that anyone's on the same page. They're reading different books, different schemes. It just makes zero sense. Nothing gets going, and you know there is an element or there's a part of me which just says you like at the very least I want to say simplify the playbook. I don't know what version of the playbook Tyler Huntley's running. I don't think anyone knows apart from the people in the building. For everyone saying, simplify the playbook, maybe he has. Maybe this is a simple version of what he or what sorry, maybe this is what he thinks is simple. But at the same time, it's like maybe got to really dumb it down. And essentially, it's a case of, hey, you're gonna run a go route, you're gonna run a post, and we'll just figure it out from there. Because what they're doing at the moment is generating zero offense. And I said this to 5 Yard Lee that what I'm seeing from the Miami Dolphins in 2024 is what we saw New from the New York Jets. Sorry for getting the name wrong, but from what we saw from the Jets last year, when Aaron Rodgers went down, that offense was just stinky. It was god awful. And I don't know what the answer is because we've got at least another 2 weeks of backup quarterback play. And also shout out to Robert Ashton. He says hi everyone, and shout out to Keith Bender. He says hello gentlemen. On the commute home, so we'll probably cut in and out, but very much need a therapy session regarding our fins.
Kadeem, I'm glad you brought up the version of the playbook. I don't know if we could dumb it down, and I don't know what version this is and all this other good stuff. You don't need to know, Kadeem, because I know. I know football, Kadeem, and I appreciate you being a Dolphin fan and coming like late to the party. I appreciate that. Like, yo, you know what? It's cool. You're across the pond, and you weren't. You haven't been watching American football for 30 years, like a lot of us. But the people. And you don't have to be a Dolphin fan to know this. The people who have watched American football and have seen American football can understand what I'm about to say. Maybe you don't know college football like that, but I'll still say it anyway. And I said this in a couple of groups. Navy Academy in college football, bro. The Navy Academy. They run the triple option, Kadeem. So at one point, Georgia Tech did too. Like they went through 8 coaches and somehow they still have the same playbook. It's the wildest thing, right? The Miami Dolphins have not even arguably just the fastest team in the NFL. Everyone's afraid of all the weapons we have on the team. Achane, Jalen Wright, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. Now we got Tyler Huntley who could get jiggy in the pocket, right? Kadeem, bro. He doesn't even have to have a playbook with these plays in it. But now that this is where we are, as in Coach McDaniel, like now that this is where we are, I thought for sure since he was in the building for RG3, I thought we were going to see a RG3 playbook. Like, yo, we got Tyler Huntley. We just need to find a way to win 17-10. You know what I'm saying? And I thought we were going to see read option right, read option left, quarterback power right, quarterback power left, triple option right, triple option left until they stop it. Play action, Tyreek deep. Play action, Jalen Waddle slants across. Bro, quarterback draws. I think I seen one quarterback draw. Bro, listen, this is an indictment on Coach. And again, I love Coach. I'm not calling for his job, but he has to be better. And I've said this so many times. And even in the first season when we couldn't get the play out on time and we're taking penalties, and we're still here 4 seasons later. Still here, can't get the play out on time. Now, in his defense for last night, Tyler Huntley's new. He's going to take a little bit more time getting the play out and regurgitating the play and setting pieces on the line. And that's why you had a whole bunch of offense was not set penalties, illegal shift penalties, right? But Coach got to know that. And now Coach has to get the play out faster because he knows that. You know what I'm saying? So for someone who wasn't getting the play out fast enough before, and now have to get the play out even faster because you have a someone who doesn't know your plays. This is a recipe for disaster. All that being said, Kadeem, there's something that I appreciated about last night. You want to know what it is?
What's that?
I appreciated that Tua was there, and I'm gonna tell you why. You know he went to the Seattle Seahawks game.
Yeah.
It was an away game. So it was loud, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna go support my team. I'm be on the sideline. Yo, let's go, folks. You know what I'm saying? All the good stuff, right? You played team sports growing up, Kadeem, right?
Yeah.
You play team sports now. You feel me?
Yeah.
You respect your head coach. You respect your coach. You respect your teammates. For a lot of us, we do it for our teammates. Like, dang, bro, like, I don't want to let my teammates down. You ever been late to practice, Kadeem, and the coach says run a lap? You know what I'm saying? So you got to run a lap because you're late to practice. Whatever that punishment is, right? Some coaches be like, hey, 25 push-ups, you're late, right? You know my favorite type of coach, Kadeem?
What's that?
My favorite type of coach is when you're late to practice and the coach says, come here, and you stand by the coach, and the coach makes the entire team do 50 push-ups while you stand there and watch them. Like, yo, you know how terrible I would feel about that? Like, dang, bro, I do not want to see my team go through something because of me. And Tua had a front row seat at that, bro. He got to hear the boos. He got to hear the pain. He got to see it front row on the sideline. So I'm glad. And this is not in some type of mischievous way. I am glad he was there to witness this firsthand, not on an away field, not at an away game either. Home, where he sees the abysmal offense that he operates and the crowd that he loves, the franchise that he loves, and the fans that he loves. He had to see and say, dang, bro, I kind of put us in this situation. Being reckless. And I'm not saying like, oh, your injury is nullified or lessened. Nah, like you didn't have to take that shot. You know what I'm saying? And this is not the Tua of 2021-ish. I don't know. We'll figure it out in a second. This is not the Tua of 2021 that ran over Michael Carter III and the whole Javon Holland, friend of the podcast, was like, yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. This is not that Tua no more. And he has to understand that. So now I believe with every fiber of my being that he understands that now. Like, all right, I can't take those hits. I can't be trying to make a spark for the team. I have to get down, or else not only this is what the team looks like, bro, this is what the city looks like. This is what the franchise looks like. Bro, people's jobs are in jeopardy because I didn't want to slide. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad that he was there to like stand by the coach and watch the whole team drop. Like, yo, bro, you got to tighten up, bro. We can't be doing this no more.
So, and again, we appreciate all the comments. We will get to them. I will get to them now, I guess. Well, but Ashton says, I don't think simplify is the issue or the only issue. Looks like tied to certain types of play, and when they don't work, doesn't have anything different or willing to change. So, yeah, looks like coach is tied to certain type of play. Yehudi says, what's up, Kay? Here to vent with everyone. Heading back to London next week. I'll be at the Drone regardless of where we go from here. I will be there as well. Yehudi, are you going to the watch party on Sunday? More news about that later, but I will be there, so hopefully see you there as well. Robert Ashton says, example, keeps going to outside when it's working instead of inside run. Keith says, like Charlie, I think that the shine is off of coach. I think he has complicated the offense so much it is collapsing under its own weight. Even Tua struggled this year before he was hurt. And then Yehudi says, playbook revolved around Tua's quick release. Forget a playbook with this O-line.
Hold up. I got to say this. I'm not so sure about that no more, Kadeem. I think Tua took this playbook and said, watch what I do with it. I'm dead serious. I'm not sure that it was the coach's idea to say, hey, Tua, we're going to get the ball out fast because our O-line's not that good. Like, I genuinely believe today, as I sit here in front of y'all, that Tua is the reason why he's like, you know what? I like what coach got going on, but watch what I add to it. And now I'm going to take it upon myself to not sit in this pocket. I'm going to get the ball out faster. If you look at all the quarterbacks that Kadeem named, all 5 quarterbacks that we named in the past 3 years that has played in McDaniel's system, no one even entertained getting the ball out that as fast as Tua. Like they kind of, oh, let's see what we got going. Nah, bro, you can't do that. You got to get this ball out. And Tua comes back and the ball's out in 2.3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's Tua that made that decision took that decision upon himself. I don't even think that's coaching no more.
Before I follow on from that, JML says, hey guys, Personally, I'm of the belief that I never ever boo the team when they're working hard and getting their butts kicked through it. I think that's when I need to cheer. That's when they need me. There's a really good breakdown by, is it Brian Baldinger, former NFL player?
I'm not sure, but I don't boo either. I just put that in there.
Yeah,
I was glad you got to hear the boos, but go ahead.
I'm not a booer either. But there's a play where it's a play action, so the result of the play is a incompletion. It's a throw to, or like a pitch to Jalen Wright, and he kind of jumps, go through his hands. Cool, fair enough. Baldinger breaks the play down and says, when the Dolphins run the play action, the Titans defense kind of rotates to Jalen Waddle's side, and they have Jalen Waddle covered. On the left-hand side of the field, Tyreek Hill is up against Darius Sneed, and Hill is open. And Baldinger basically says, if Tua's in this offense, that's a touchdown, because that is the exact play that Tua wants. Oh, what? You've rotated towards Waddle and left Hill one-on-one, and Hill's got the step? I'm hitting him. Done. Simple, easy. And I think that's, people would turn around and say, he's just a one-read quarterback, blah, blah, blah. If he's a one-read quarterback and he's leading the best offense in the league for 2 years, I do not care. Why do I need a 4 to 5 read quarterback and I've got the worst offense in the league? It's stupid. Like, do you know what? I'm seeing a lot of people on social media say, oh, the Dolphins fan base don't deserve this, blah, 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 blah. Some of the Dolphins fan base don't deserve it.
Kind of do. The other half kind of does. The other half
and again, that's the thing. Listen, social media isn't a real place, but the social media right now is split into two camps. As always, there's always two sides to every story. So you got one, and it's like different camps. But one camp is Brian Flores was right about this team, bring him back. You're all sorry. It's like, stop that right there. No, like, stop. And obviously the other half is Mike McDaniel, keep him, all that kind of stuff. Then the other half is, we told you Tua was the offense of this team, and every single person who said Tua was trash and moving from Tua, look what you have. The Dolphins about Tua do not win the game. And then obviously the other half are, hey, keep Tua. Charlie, you might not know the answer to this, and I keep on meaning to fact check it. Since the Dolphins drafted Tua and Tua made his debut, so that game against the Jets, yeah, had the Dolphins won a game where he hasn't played? I don't think Brian Flores or Mike McDaniel, since Tua made his debut, obviously Brian Flores won game beforehand, and in that season, Flores won game before Tua steps on the field. Since Tua steps on the field, so one game. Mike McDaniel's won one game without Tua. I don't think Brian Flores won a game once he played Tua. I genuinely don't think he did.
Bro, that's good. That's the way you worded that question is intriguing, because I know Fitzmagic came in against the Raiders and we won, but Tua played that game. So it's like, has there been a game that Tua didn't play? And same thing with the Ravens. Tua came in and we beat the Ravens. He didn't start that game. That's a great question, bro. Look, answer to that question might be the Dolphins have only won one game that I can't even repeat the way you worded that question, but it might just be that one game.
But then the reason I say that is
whoa. No, it can't be. Because all right, we won that Jets game. Is that the only game that we're talking about?
Yeah, the one when neither team's got a touchdown.
Right,
Skylar Thompson, Mike McDaniel.
Is that the only one?
Off the top of my head, yeah. And as you're talking, I'll fact check it. But again, the reason I asked that question, I think that is because for everyone who said that Brian Flores will come back and with a backup quarterback win, it's like we kind of saw what Brian Flores was doing with backup quarterbacks, and he didn't win. Like, the whole thing was that he didn't like Tua, but he kept on winning with Tua, and when Tua didn't play, he couldn't win. Like, to me, it's fascinating. So I'm gonna check now, but yeah, continue.
What's funny about this, and we'll entertain this for 30 seconds, and then I'll move on from that. And while Kadeem stat checks, Brian Flores tried to Josh Rosen Tua. And if we are to take what Tua said as true about Brian Flores, I wonder what Brian Flores' treatment to Josh Rosen was. Like, oh, I'm going to treat Josh like this and hopefully get him out of here. And I think it worked. And then I think he felt like, yo, I'm going to do this to Tua too, and I'm going to get him out of here. So, yeah, there's an ulterior motive there. It wasn't just about football, which is a bit odd. but I don't think that Flores ever won a game without Tua. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out before the end of the episode. Another thing that Kadeem said was about the, half of the fans this, half of the fans that. Sherrod Steve, I love Sherrod Steve to death. This is not a shot at all, but I know there are people who believe what he says, and he said it on this podcast. That's why I'm addressing it. But Dog said, hey, what's Tua's second superpower? Like, after his accuracy, what's his second superpower? Like, why does he? And I'm like, yo, why does he even have to have a second superpower if his accuracy is so good? And then last night, bro, we had Tyreek Hill streaming down both sidelines, and he couldn't get hit, bro. Deep balls, touchdowns, couldn't hit him. Inaccurate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, if I'm making a creative player on Madden, bro, and it's a quarterback, I want my accuracy to be what it has to be. I want it to be a 99 in accuracy. And if I have to Chad Pennington my way down the field to win games, I will do that. Chad Pennington was check down Charlie, like the epitome of check down Charlie, and he won games. And Tua's not a check down Charlie. So yeah, bro, I don't care what the second superpower is with Tua. Like, he's gonna get our people the ball, bro. He's accurate and he's a quarterback. That's all that matters, bro. To me, that's all that matters. And there's couple other things. Unless you ready with the stats, Kadeem.
I'm nearly done. So
couple other things, real quick. Yeah. So real quick, the Bengals were winning with a backup quarterback. The Browns won with a backup quarterback. The Colts won with a backup quarterback. Philly won with a backup quarterback. The Vikings have a backup quarterback. They're winning. Carolina Panthers are winning with a backup quarterback. Last but not least, my favorite, Malik Willis is the backup quarterback for Green Bay and won 2 games. Bro, you got to find a way to win with backup quarterbacks. And I'm not saying, you don't want to see your backup. We understand that. But this is why I'm like, yo, and I'm not here to fire Coach. I'm not, Coach he's good. He's cool with me. I'm here. I'm here for Coach. But I am saying, bro, all that credit we gave him, bro, I don't think he deserved all of it. And yeah, man, I just feel like it's now than ever we're gonna see how we got here. But go ahead, Kadeem.
So from looking, 2022 it gets drafted. Dolphins go 10-6. After Tua makes his debut, the 3 games the Dolphins lose is the game that I apparently jinxed against the Broncos. They lose 2013. Tua plays that game, loses to the Chiefs. Tua plays that game, and then loses to the Bills. Tua plays that game. So in the 3 games he played, or the 3 games Brian Flores lost, Tua played all of them. So fair enough. The year after, and that's Brian Flores' last year, regular season, the Dolphins lost 8 games. Lost against, so week 1, beat the Patriots. You was at that game, right?
Jalen Waddle's first touchdown. I was right there, me and Bert.
The Dolphins lose between weeks 2 and 8. Whether Tua plays or not, that's a lot of losses. And the only other game the Dolphins lose after that is the Titans. And that's that game. Yeah. So yeah, Brian Flores didn't win a. Yeah, to be fair, Tua lost some games, but Brian Flores didn't win a game when Tua didn't play. So yeah, in the 4 years Tua had been in the league, and he made his debut, the Dolphins have won 1 game in which he didn't play. So when people say that Brian Flores could win games without Tua, we really couldn't. So yeah.
You know what I'm willing to do, Kadeem? And I say it here right now, since there's there's noise over here that I think maybe could have been picked up on the mic. You know what I'm willing to do, Kadeem? I'm willing to compromise. I'm willing to concede a little bit. There was a vast. All right, there's a part of this fan base that was on the Tua's injury prone, right? And we sat here on this podcast and defended he's not injury prone, bro. Like, how many times has he been hurt? You know what I'm saying? And then it kind of pivoted and shifted. to, oh, he's not durable. You know what I'm saying? Like, because concussions are pretty unique. This is one of the most unique situations in NFL history. And it's on our team. It's the wildest thing. And I told this to Sherrod Steve last night. I've never, in all of my football years, ever seen a relationship between the head coach and the quarterback like this one. What you have with McDaniel and Tua. You have good relationships. Yeah, you've seen that. But this is more than that. It is, bro. Man, it's very unique to say the least. And I appreciate it, right? And I'm also proud that it's my team that has that unique relationship. But here's where I'm willing to compromise getting. I will fall on the sword and say, you know what? Y'all were right. Tua is not durable. He's not available. So I can't sit here and say, I can't say he's injury prone. I won't say he's injury prone. Like that's a little, I don't understand that. But he's not durable. He's not available. I could give y'all that. We're here. Y'all was right. But there's no way y'all can't come back now and say Tua isn't the reason the Dolphins win. Y'all can't say that no more. You can't say it. There's no way you can say it now. You know what I'm saying? And like he is. There was a time period, Kadeem, where I took a break from football. This is a true story. You know what? I'll say this right now, since I got the floor. Kadeem, you kind of know this, and I'll probably say a little bit more than what you actually knew, but we're here. This is a therapy session. So I'm gonna say my piece. Hey, I'm not shaving until the Dolphins get a win, by the way. That's why I look at I'm not shaving. Y'all see this? I'm not shaving until the Dolphins get a win. Listen. For those who don't know, I used to make music. I still make music, actually, and some songs are coming out in November. I used to make music, and I had multiple record deals. Not sure how many times I shared this on the podcast, but I'll share all of it now. I had multiple record deals, went on tour, a little tour, had fans in like across the world. Like Australia, Japan, it was crazy. I don't like to share it because I don't like the type of music that I used to make, right? So I don't really talk about my previous music career. I've made songs with several songs, over 10 songs with Jason Derulo. I've wrote songs for Iggy. I have songs with Yin Yang Twins. I've worked with T-Pain, Rick Ross, so many, Fabo, shout out Fabo. So many people I cannot, Nappy Roots, so many people I can't remember, bro. Like it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so many. And listen, in that time, I kind of took a step back from football. And there was a time period in my life where my mental health needed a break because I felt there was so much pressure and I couldn't watch the Dolphins because I felt like pressure there too, right? And I stopped watching football the way that I used to watch football with expectations and all this other good stuff. So I took a break. And I'll be honest with you, bro, that was the best time mentally of my life. While like, I'm just watching, see what happens. And whatever happens, happens. And there's no expectations. And that was the best time of my life. It's very difficult to do. I'm not going to lie to you. But if you can get there, I would suggest that you try to get there. It is very therapeutic to just, I have a team. Let's see what happens. If they lose, whatever. But then, Kadeem, the Dolphins started getting good, and they lured me back in. And I'm like, we might be something. We might see a Super Bowl. You feel me? This is like Tannehill days. And then I haven't been able to get back out ever since. Now I've been sucked in, and now I got a podcast. I'm never getting out ever again now. All that being said, Kadeem, I understand the attachment as a fan to your team, regardless of the sport, regardless of the team. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult to remove your emotions from a game that you love or a team that you love. All that being said, bro, there is silver lining in this, because I was going to start this podcast with Panic Meter Mondays, although it's a Tuesday. I was going to say, hey, where's your panic meter? Real quick, where's your panic meter? Kadeem?
Exact same place, like 1 or 2. Right. I'm still not panicking.
Cool. All right. So Kadeem's panic meter is like a 1 or 2. Mine is like a 3, I think. It's nothing more egregious than a 3 or over a 3. And here's why I say all this. Because everybody wants to see a miracle. And everybody wants to be in a miracle, Kadeem. But they don't want to go through what you have to go through to be the outcome of the miracle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be in a burning building, you know what I'm saying? And then say, oh, I got out. You just want to say, I got out. I was in a burning building and I survived. Oh, it's a miracle. That's what people want. You feel me? But they don't want to actually be in that burning building where their life is at risk. And of course, everybody wants the story, but they don't want to go through the dark room. You know what I'm saying? Where it's got to be developed and the film has to be developed. They just want the Bengals picking first overall and the next year they go to the Super Bowl, or the Chiefs are a juggernaut and they keep winning. That's all they want. But there's a chance and an opportunity we have, Kadeem, to have a story like, dang, you know how much I appreciate this team for going through the gauntlet and overcoming everything they've overcome to a comeback. And it's like, all that, everything was saying, everybody was saying the man should retire. And all of a sudden we're back to exactly where we were last year, putting up 70 points on people. That's why my panic meter is like at a 2. I'm like, bro, I don't understand why people bailing out on us. It's week 4. It's week 4, bro. It's not week 14. You know what I'm saying? So now if you feel like you have to bail out for mental health issues, hey, absolutely, I feel you. Check out. I'll be right here when y'all come back. It's cool. But if you just on panic mode, like on some blow it down and blow it up and fire everybody, I'm like, so what happens when it happens? It's gonna happen again. People are still gonna get hurt again. You know what I'm saying? People still gonna be moved for a season. Someone's gonna tamper. We're gonna lose a draft pick. Then what? You know what I'm saying, bro? Yep. I am chilling, bro. When I tell you I'm chilling, I'm absolutely chilling. Can't wait for my quarterback to come back, take us to the playoffs, and then continue to write this book.
So, IMAX says, what about the Trey Lance question? And the question was, should the Dolphins, or do the Dolphins need to trade for Trey Lance since he already knows McDaniel's offense? What do you say to that, Charlie?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I think the issue.
All respect to your question, I'll take Huntley over Trey Lance. Shout out to someone in my phone last night. They said, hey, should we put in Tim Boyle like halfway through the game? I'm like, no. Coach should call better plays for Tyler Huntley. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, this in my opinion, this is not a team issue. This is a coach calling plays issue. Like, bro, you got to prepare your team better. And that's just my opinion. So it's not a personnel issue, in my opinion.
Yehudi says, I'd entertain Bryce Young over Trey Lance. I think the whole playbook thing, we've seen, again, 4 different quarterbacks who know the playbook, and yet they can't find Tyreek Hill for a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, since he joined Miami, Tyreek Hill has only caught touchdowns from Tua Tagovailoa, and he's played with 5 different quarterbacks. How is that possible? That makes 0 sense. So again, like, it's absolutely amazing. Shout out to Scotty. First of all, shout out to Kenneth Rankin. He says, "Sup everyone," and then do you have anything else before we get into bonus time? Because I want to ask this. I want to ask a question and then answer it in bonus time.
Yeah, I was loud on the podcast about not bringing Jalen Phillips back. Looks like he's out with a knee injury, and it doesn't look good. Same knee on the same leg of the Achilles that was redone. And I don't know the exact percentage of re-injury history, but I know it's fairly high that you may have a knee injury after your Achilles goes. Bro, this is why, like, bro, we don't need to see Jalen Phillips no time soon, bro. We don't need to see him anytime soon. Like, come back in week 8. You feel me? And that's the exact week that I said, like, come back in week 8. Turns out dog might have a knee issue now, a pretty bad one, because he already had a brace on it. So that kind of tells me, hold up. So after your Achilles, you had a knee injury and you still came back because it has a brace on it? Like, nah, bro, this is not cool. So there's some stuff that I don't appreciate in the front office, and I hope it comes out soon because I'm not feeling this. So they might have dropped the ball somewhere else too.
I will take a look at that. IMAX says Bryce Young is Spinley, and then says damn. So shout out to Scotty Joe 2020. Scotty Joe 22. He says Chris Chuckles the Clown Greer has to go. Thanks for helping to keep them honest. Go time Dolphins. Then he says, so talking about, Tua being durable or not durable, and he says he was durable last year with Connor Williams and Robert Hunt, road graders. So I'm gonna ask a question and I'm gonna answer it in bonus time. And that question is, when Tua suffered the 2 concussions that season, against the Bengals or against the Bills, against the Bengals, against Green Bay, who was the starting center and right guard? And answer that question in bonus time. That's laughing from me on this side of the pod.
Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
So the reason I asked that question, who was his offensive lineman or his center and right guard the year he got concussions? Because the answer is Connor Williams and Robert Hunt. Like, it's not like I can understand the point you're making that, when Tua had his offensive line and all that kind of stuff. Tua, prior to joining the Dolphins, was with the best team in college football, bar none. Even though LSU was a juggernaut that year, and that Alabama team was legendary, and Tua still got hurt. And the point I'm making is that you could have the best offensive line in football. That doesn't mean you are going to get hurt. You can't stop any play from getting hurt. So, and that doesn't mean I'm saying don't invest in defensive line, dude. Seriously, keep hitting offensive linemen until you get it right. Same when we say keep drafting quarterbacks, keep drafting offensive linemen until you have the best line in football. It will give you more time to throw, but it won't prevent you from getting injured. That's just an impossible task. So there is that. Robert Ashton says, heard a suggestion that Casey could conceivably come back for Tyreek. I will put that to you, Charlie. Do you think Casey come back for Tyreek? But also, you asked me what my panic meter was. Where do you stand on all those people who say time to blow it up? The rebuild didn't work. Tua, Ramsey, Waddle, Holland, Hill, McDaniel, Gray. Everyone goes, Ross, sell the team and start again next year. What do you say to that?
I appreciate their opinions. I disagree. But everybody wants to, be a little more transparent. I don't know if people know this, but I'll say it in public. I'm not a D-Wade fan. It's wild. Like, I love the Miami Heat. I love the championships. I'm pro everything Miami. I'm a Heat fan. I'm a Dolphin fan. I'm a Hurricane fan. I'm a Panthers fan. I'm Inter Miami Messi fan. Let's go, bro. Like, I'm all things Miami. And the weirdest thing, and I think maybe I said it one time, and Sherrod Steve couldn't believe it. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not a Wade fan. And the reason is because I feel like he tried to hold us hostage. Like, he tried to hold us hostage, get a contract, and I'm the face of the franchise, and y'all need to pay me for it. So I'm not a D-Wade fan. I forgot why I brought it up. What was your original question, Kadeem?
Should we blow it up? Tyreek Hill, go back to KC, and everyone else just leave.
All right, should we blow it up? I don't know why that was your why I brought that up then. But nah, anyway, at the end of the day, I feel like things are gonna happen. You have to be able. Oh, I know why I brought it up. My bad. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. I know why I brought up D-Wade. Because D-Wade said it best. LeBron James and Chris Bosh came to the Miami Heat, and everybody was like, yo, the Heatles, the big three, everything, you know what I'm saying? The first game was against, do you know who the first game was against when we had the big three? The Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics, right? And we hate the Celtics, bro. We hate the Celtics. We cannot wait. We're like, yo, we're going to run through these boys, right? And we lost. And D-Wade after the game, and it was like everybody felt like we lost the championship, bro. Like, yo, this is the first game. You feel me? And D-Wade after the game in the press conference said, I know y'all thought we was gonna go 82-0, but it ain't gonna happen. I appreciated that, bro, because it's a season. It's the other team gets paid too, Kadeem. The other GMs get paid too. You know what I'm saying? The other scouts get paid too. So it's a game. It's gonna take time. It doesn't have to take time. I agree. The Bengals got there in 1 year after Burrow. Cool. Philly did it with Wentz. Didn't take them long. They were 9-7, I think. The Giants were 9-7, wild card. They won the Super Bowl. So I understand that for sure. But at the same time, I genuinely believe in the way this roster is constructed, and I believe in our quarterback, although our quarterback has not been available. Now, if Tua comes out today or tomorrow and says, hey, I've been advised to take the season off, yo, this thing gonna be cooking. This little panic meter gonna cook a little, bro. Like, I'm like, all right, we just lost to the Tennessee Titans. And in my opinion, it was the only game on the schedule that we could win without Tua. The Patriots going to be a little tougher than the Tennessee Titans. And then the Colts are going to be tougher than the Patriots. So I'm like, nah, bro, you couldn't beat the Titans. There's no reason for me to think you could beat the Patriots without Tua. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where we are and in disarray, but I'm not panicking because I still believe Tua's coming back in like week 8 or 9. And I think that's enough time to get back on the horse and make it to the playoffs. So that's why I'm not panicking. But if you told me Tua's not coming back, I'd be like, yeah, there's no need to panic no more. It's like, all right, it's over with. You can just pull the plug. You know what I'm saying? There's no more panicking.
It's absolutely crazy. A few more comments. IMAX says it's a shame that Mario Cristobal knows how to build a team better than an NFL GM. Build the trenches first. I believe it's a personal issue, at least on the offensive line. As I've said multiple times on podcasts and chat, go back and look at the first and second round since 2019. And I'll ask you very quickly because I asked this to 5 Yard Lee. 2019, Brian Flores' first year. Who's the first round pick that Chris Greer and Brian Flores pick?
Christian Wilkins.
If you go back and look since 2019 to this year, how many trench players the Dolphins have either drafted or signed to fairly decent money in free agency, you will realize that the Dolphins have tried to build through the trenches. They just haven't done that well. I think
on the opposite side of the ball. On the opposite side of the ball, because the trenches on the other side of the ball was pretty good.
Yeah, but it's like, I think we looked at it earlier, it might be in actually Parlay J. I think since 2019, since 2020, so the Dolphins drafted Tua, they've taken through the first 2 rounds and in free agency 7 offensive linemen. And the fact that to me, seven guys in 4 years, that's good, It's just the fact that it hasn't worked out, if that makes sense.
What you're saying is they did not neglect offensive line. The way some people are trying to say they neglected the offensive line.
Yeah. So again, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. Hit me up on my phone, all that kind of stuff. Kenneth Rankin says Greer needs to go though. We need football minds in the front office. He said it's the way you lose, bro. You know that. Cyber Surfer says, oh well, another rebuilding season. Kenneth Rankin comes back and says they didn't get a mud hole stomped in them. Yehudi says, I'm all for being patient, but going back to last season, where's the glimmer of hope? We beat the Cowboys, but the team as a whole still hasn't proven we can compete against the teams that matter, which is a fair point. I don't think anyone could really disagree with that at that point. Kenneth Rankin said we would be 0-3 if not for a fumble, though, bro. Do you want to say anything on that? Because I do very quickly.
0-4?
Yes, yeah, but 0-4. But yeah, anything you want to say on that fumble comment?
Yeah, if Malcolm Butler didn't pick off the pick at the goal line in the Super Bowl, the Patriots wouldn't have so many rings. Like there's a if you could throw a if. Well, if this didn't happen, if that didn't happen, like bro, it's football. It's a game of inches. Every play matters.
It's like if Jason's in that game, if Jason Sanders doesn't miss that field goal, probably doesn't need the walk-off field goal to win. And the fumble, or the fumble doesn't happen and the Jags score, but don't feel like I don't know. I always find it interesting when people say if it wasn't for that interception or fumble, yeah, defense make plays as well. That's what they're paid to do. What like friend the podcast Javon Holland made a play and the Dolphins went and won. So, but that's neither here nor there. And then IMAX said, I'm not talking about injuries. Our running game is anemic. And then said that's a GM and scouting problem. And yeah, listen, we don't have all the answers. There are countless podcasts, people with social media, people, just fans in general who have an opinion. The great thing is that we're all allowed to share that opinion. But as I said earlier, no one has the answer. You could talk to someone and they will say, bring back Brian Flores and draft Cam Ward in the first round. Someone else will say, hey, extend Mike McDaniel or keep Mike McDaniel, get rid of Danny Crossman and keep Tua. And then there's Chris Greer, who actually has a say in this, and that's something different. Listen, I've said this for ages. People just don't like what Chris Greer does. Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. You just don't like his decisions. Something 5-Yard Lee says, fans are always right. Always. Because their decisions have no ramifications. But then I will also say, all those fans who said, hey, Tyler Hunt is going to come in, the Dolphins are going to beat the Titans, that didn't happen. So if you said that, you just lost your job. But you didn't, because what you say doesn't matter. What I say doesn't matter. Like, it's Chris Greer. If you don't like him, go support another team. Go play Madden. Tough cookies.
Ain't gonna lie, I actually did say Tyler was gonna be the Titans.
You just lost your job. You just lost your job. Like, I don't want to say you, but you just lost your job. But like, do you know what I mean? It's so easy for anyone to, get a phone and sit there after the game. This team stinks. This is horrible. I don't like the Dolphins. The Dolphins don't like you. Now what? So, yeah, therapy sessions are needed. But as someone said earlier, I'm going to be there on Sunday, be it the Hippodrome, be it the Hard Rock Cafe in London, be it, wherever the Dolphins are playing. We're going to keep supporting our team until we stop, basically.
Get us out of here, Kadeem.
We started the episode with great news. And the other news I was going to say, completely forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Charlie, I know you've seen this. If you're following me on social media, you know this as well. 7 years ago yesterday, 30th of September, I was at a bar in London and I met a guy, Charlie Touche. 7 years ago yesterday, we met for the first time, and years later, Go Time Dolphins was born. Time flies. It is insane.
Hold on. That was our anniversary, Kadeem?
Yep, 7 years. 7 years.
Dang, bro, that was 7 years ago, bro.
Yep. I should do a better job and get it on my phone, but yeah, Belushi's in London Bridge. I don't have the photo of us, but yeah, and that's what I'm gonna say. It's very funny. When you met me that night, he was like, "You're like a Dolphins fan that's been through all the pain." 7 years later, Charlie, I'm still in that pain. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, man. Like, hey. So for those who don't know, I met Kadeem in London. He's from London. He lives in London. I'm from Miami, Florida. Me and two cousins flew over to London for the Saints game, the Dolphins versus Saints, where Alvin Kamara said, "Yo, I have arrived" on us. Cuddy off the couch was our quarterback. But before the game, the day before the game, I seen Kadeem. Well, we went to this bar or pub or whatever it was to try to watch the Miami Hurricanes versus the Florida Seminoles. And we were like, yo, we got to go watch the game. Turns out we went to this place and Kadeem was there, and Kadeem had on a Kiko Alonso jersey. And I'm like, hey, bro, you got a Dolphin jersey on. You a Dolphin fan? And he's like, yeah, mate, whatever he says, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, bro, you from here? You from London? And then obviously you could tell Kadeem has an accent. And that was the beginning of Go Time Dolphins. It was a vibe. We actually sat down together, and I didn't even know you were there with all those people. I seen the picture, Kadeem. I'm like, dang, bro, you was with all those people? Like, I didn't know it because we were talking so much. You feel me? So, so as the story goes, we're like, yeah, we're going to the game tomorrow. He said he was going to the game tomorrow. The very next, we went back home, took a couple pictures, went back home, and the next couple seasons we were in each other. We were on WhatsApp and just texting voice notes to each other, like endless voice notes of Dolphin games. Like, hey, you seen the game, bro? Yeah, man. Da 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 da. This and that. All this good stuff. Tannehill this, Tannehill that. All the good stuff. Can't believe we traded Jay Ajayi. Can't believe we traded Jarvis Lane. A whole bunch of good stuff. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna start a podcast. You know what I'm saying? And Kadeem was like, oh, I'm gonna check it for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna be a subscriber, right? And it turns out I'm like, you know what? Yo, what you want to be my co-host on the podcast? Like, what happened?
Time out. Throw the red flag. Charlie makes it sound so, I decided, Charlie, like, you asked two other people and then came to me. I was the backup of the backup. Like, I was Tyler Huntley. That's what it was. I just didn't lose my first game. And I'm here 4 seasons later. Like, I was the backup of the backup. You can continue.
So listen, he kind of right. I had 2 other people in front of him I was going to start a podcast with. I was going to go a different direction. And then I was like, yo, since we already exchanged so many voice notes, we might as well just record our conversations for the public. Like, yo, we have these conversations in private on the phone. We could just put these same conversations out and it'll be a podcast. This is before we even went to YouTube and it was just an audio podcast. And then if I'm being honest, I don't think it was that great. Like that the first half of the season, I'm like, yo, this is not that as good as I thought it was, in my opinion. And then Sherrod Steve, he's a whole nother part of this variable in the equation. I want to say our first episode with Sherrod Steve. And after the episode was over, we kept talking. And then we were like, nah, bro, this is what the podcast should be. Like this conversation, not all the other conversations we had. And Sherrod Steve was the catalyst that created the vibe of Go Time Dolphins. So if Sherrod Steve listened to this bonus time, bro, we rock with you, bro. You are, again, a part of the fabric of this, what we got going on here at GTD, man. But yeah, those are good times, Kadeem. And actually, the next time I come back I'm coming to London next year. So next time I come back, we gotta go. What is it? Well, I don't know if it's called the same thing, but wherever that place is,
Belushi's. It still exists. It's still there.
And then we got to do the how it started, how it's going. We got to do that too.
Ooh, controversial. JMR says fire Touche. I don't know what you said to make him say fire Touche, but maybe because you said start Tyler Huntley and we lost. So
no, maybe because I didn't start you first and you was like the third string. You feel me? And then now you're like, dang, Touche, like you blew it. We could have had dubs.
Hey, it is what it is. But listen, thank you for this therapy session. I have a feeling there will be a lot more over the next few weeks, but we will go through it together. Shout out to Rob Ashton. He says, I went to Belushi's in Edinburgh this year on fan club weekend. Everyone asked me where in Florida I was from. They looked a bit disappointed when I said Wigan, UK. Guys, girls. Until the next one, we shall see you soon. Peace.